What's up, guys? My name is Kiata, back at you guys with the lit one today, and I'm coming at you guys with a fire video about the time I went to an interview while high on Clonazolam. Yes, you read that right, man. It was Clonazolam. It wasn't alprazolam. It wasn't Xanax. It wasn't just the typical benzos, man. It was Clonazolam, the one that makes you fucking forget shit the most out of every single benzo I've tried. Nothing matches the way this shit makes you a retard. So let me get into how I managed to scrape by and actually get this job. So yeah, I hope you guys stay in tuned for that. And leave it down in the comments if you guys are enjoying my videos lately, man. And yeah, leave a subscribe if you guys are liking it. And let's get started, man. So this video is just crazy, bro. I mean, the story, just the shit, like I just overdosed basically. So the day comes to, it's the day of my interview, right? And I want to, I don't know what was going through my head, but I thought I could just manage to take a little bit of Clonazolam before I went to it, right? And the little bit of Clonazolam, I guess, because I couldn't weigh it out, right? So I had to dip my finger in this bag just to see if this, just to get a little bit, enough to seem like it'd be enough to get me high, right? So I got that little bit amount, and I put it on my tongue and switch to some water and drink that shit. And honestly, it's such a low dose with that drug that just the tiniest little bit amount, like you barely taste the damn thing, and it's enough to get you going. So I got that powder, right? Because this is powder, so yeah, when you get Clonazolam powder, very, very dangerous. Like, I advise you to make at least a PG solution of it. If you can't make a PG solution, like, I'm telling, you have to get, micro amounts on your fucking finger and start from there, because, you don't want to take any more than that, because, you don't know how the potency is, your purity, your own tolerance, you don't know where it's at. Unless you've been using it, obviously, but you gotta be careful. So anyways, I take this Clonazolam thinking it was just the right amount, and to me it looked like a normal. This is what's scary about this drug. It's very random at how it gets you go. Sometimes a dose will not get you so much, right? You won't really feel that high, because with this one you don't really feel that high sometimes, I noticed. But and then another dose will get you won't feel high, you won't feel high mentally, but physically you'll be high. So this is what happened this day, right? So no matter what, the whole day, I didn't feel high mentally, right? But physically I was high. So what happened where after 30 minutes of me taking this Clonazolam off my finger, dumb idea, because I couldn't measure it, but I mean that's the one way I could have used it. And I've done it before, so this time I don't know what happened this time. I got a little too much this time. So, the effects roll in, and I think I'm fine, right? So, yeah. I think I'm fine. I'm feeling pretty nice, I'm not really feeling too high, Yeah, that's what I think, at least. But I think outside of me, you could kind of tell I was high. So this is what's scary about this fucking RC, man. This benzo. So I didn't know that I was this high. So I get to go, get my shoes on. It's rolling to be around the time I go to work, to the interview. And I'm just I'm feeling pretty good. So I didn't expect to feel like this. So I get everything, I get ready, and then I walk my way over there to the interview. And what do you know? I start realizing, I'm slurring my words a little bit. I have to kind of forcefully act sober. If I don't act sober, I'm just gonna come off as high. So I fucking don't act sober enough, and at least in the beginning, because I didn't realize I was that high, and I was like, holy shit, dude, I'm gonna have to control myself. And then also my legs weren't even walking straight. So I was sitting there like a fucking robot, trying to stiffen up and shit, because I just couldn't take control of my body. It just started I started walking side to side, wobbling a little bit, because and I was like, dude, I don't even feel high. Why can't I walk straight right now, And I managed to control it enough to where I do start walking straight. But if I'm not like mentally controlling it, I can't walk straight. So this shit like fucked up my walking already. Got me walking like a little bit buzzed or drunk a little bit. And this is all like within the span of like 5 or 10 minutes of me noticing this like, as I leave the house. So I'm like, oh my God. So yeah, I can't back out this time. So I go to the interview and I just say what's up to them. You know, he's like, I mean, I just like walk in, you know, I'm still controlling this, but I'm like, hey, I'm here for the interview. And then they're like, yeah, all right. And then, you know, I say whoever the guy's name was. I forgot his name. And, you know, yeah, I get up to the manager. And I introduce myself. And then, yeah, he brings me to this little room. And then, yeah, he closed the door. Then, you know, I proceed to answer some questions. So this is where shit gets a little funny. So at this point, I'm still trying really hard not to slur my words as much as possible. I think at some moments I did. But maybe it would feel like I was tired or something. So, but I luckily, I did not come off as high to this guy because I got the job. But what was funny is that like while I was in the interview, I was feeling definitely high from this Clonazolam, and I was like, thank God this stuff isn't so like it doesn't like mentally fog you as much as like flubomazolam would or something. Like it doesn't make you feel high, which is dangerous. But I guess in this kind of situation, it was a little safer. So I can breeze my way and talk to this guy like nonchalant, like just easy as fuck. It's like a breeze, you know, answer every question like confidently. But you know, because at this point I was controlling it enough. And I think the main effects, I guess the peak effects maybe could have been worn off a little bit. But Sunday peaked a little more because I was feeling a little bit weirder inside this room. I was feeling it. And, you know, the whole interview probably lasts 10, 20 minutes. It didn't last too long. And, you know, next thing you know, I'm out the door. So I'm walking my way home, still slurring my words a little bit if I talk like I'm not trying to control myself, like my voice box. And also my legs, I regained some control, but obviously those will go out of control if I don't control them. So basically I was still trying to not act a high, but on the way home I could just enjoy myself. So as I crossed the street, you know, I just kind of like let loose. I'm like, damn, hell yeah. I fucking like, and I felt good about that interview too, man. So I was, you know, I was expecting a call back, and yeah, I got it. So I went to that job, you know, and I got that shit, man. So this interview was just crazy, dude. Like, don't ever underestimate Clonazolam, and it's the way the delusion of sobriety is so high with that drug. It's just it doesn't match other benzos with the way it causes amnesia as well. Like it makes you just forget shit, but you basically forget shit, but while you're like more conscious than forgetting. It's really stupid. So you could see how that could be a bad problem, because if you're conscious while also doing dumb shit, you're gonna do more dumb shit while being like in that state. You know what I mean? So it's actually pretty dangerous. So with this drug, you definitely want to like watch what you're doing and everything, and make sure you're doing it like not occasionally. I mean, yeah, only occasionally, cause like not daily is what I mean. You don't want to do this shit daily or even probably even weekly, cause I think the half-lives are just longer with these longer acting benzos. But yeah, this shit can last like 12, 16 a day, 2 hours. I mean, 2 days. Like, it can last a long time, Clonazolam. So, yeah, I call this interview a fucking success. Like, I brushed through that high like a nothing. I was like, in there, barred out as a motherfucker. Slurred my words a little bit. Fucking, luckily I didn't slur it around him. I made sure I talked straight. But I could tell those effects were already there in my head. And then later when I got home, I smoked some weed, and I really felt that high. And I was like, hell yeah. And yeah, there was nothing else to it, man. I just went to interview high as fuck on Clonazolam. Feeling like the man. I gotta get back to this stuff. I mean, the delusion of sobriety could help in some situations because it removes the anxiety, but you could still function a little bit. But it's very bad if you're trying to feel high, because you won't really feel high from it until you take a lot more. But at that point, if you take a lot more, that's blackout city. So don't go to blackout city. Anyway, so I was having a good time. This is probably the best interview I've ever had. Like, where I just didn't feel scared or intimidated, or like everything just felt right. And I actually got the job, from that. And due to the circumstances, it was successful. No matter what, man. Because, yeah, I mean, Clonazolam, it just made me talk so confidently, I'm sure. And I wasn't slurring my words to make sure I was good. So, yeah, man, it was a success, man. So, I hope you guys stay high, stay lifted, and stay tuned for the next video, man. Peace.